And we have a Fox News alert. For the first time in 2 long years, there is not one living Israeli hostage being held captive by Hamas terrorists in Gaza. All 20 of the remaining have been freed overnight. Here with more on what this moment means for his country, Israel's ambassador to the United Nations, Danny Danon. Thank you for joining us this morning, and let's begin with congratulations.
Thank you, Charlie. It's a historic day, a miracle. And with your permission, I want to start with a short prayer, if it's okay.
Please.
Because I feel, it's a very special moment for us today. ברוך אתה, אדוני, אלוהינו מלך העולם, שהחיינו וקיימנו והגיענו לזמן הזה. Blessed are you, our Lord, our God, King of the universe, who has granted us life, sustained us, and brought us to this day. I have been here so many times in the last 2 years, and we spoke about the hostages coming home, reuniting with their families, and to watch those pictures, the entire Jewish community and supporters of Israel are grateful for what we are seeing today.
What was the moment, because we have been talking about this for so long, what was the moment that you realized that you really believed that they really were going to come home?
Well, I think in the negotiations we saw a combination of diplomacy that was led by President Trump. He put all his power into the game, and we saw the persistence of the IDF continuing to push Hamas. Despite the pressure, we received so many condemnations from the UN, so many threats, but we kept looking forward to bring them home. And I told my colleagues, the war will not end with the hostages in Gaza. We will bring them home.
What is the mood at the United Nations today? Sitting on the sidelines, watching President Trump and others do all of the negotiating and making all of this happen, the partnership with other Arab countries, Muslim countries, Israel, of course, and the United Nations is entirely on the sidelines.
Well, I would try to stay diplomatic this morning, but, it's shameful. They were not capable of condemning October 7th until today. We saw the empty declarations, and all of a sudden they feel that they are partners. Even now, they will all fly to Sharm el-Sheikh, to the conference with President Trump, and claim credit. But we know that President Macron, the Secretary General of the UN, they were not contributing to this agreement. On the contrary, what they did actually postponed the signing of the agreement because they gave Hamas the opening or the hope that they can achieve everything without negotiating.
Not to focus too much on this, but what did they do to undermine that?
Well, I think pushing us to finish the war without receiving the hostages back. And they say, that's it, finish with that, it's too much. And we told them it cannot be too much. We have people who were kidnapped from their homes. And today we speak about those pictures, but we received back hostages who were kidnapped. Citizens, civilians. We are releasing terrorists who were convicted, murderers. So it shows the equation we are dealing with. But I think Secretary General Guterres should have come to Israel, not now when we're signing the accord. He should have come on October 8th, like other leaders did.
In a lot of ways, this is almost the easy part. What happens next is going to be the much harder part.
I agree with you. I think now we are, all excited. We will receive the hostages. We don't know still about the deceased hostages. How many of them will come home today? It's very vague what we're hearing today from Gaza, from Hamas. But the next phase will be very complicated. The demilitarization of Gaza, disarmament of Hamas. Those are terrorists. Can you imagine them actually giving away their weapons and all of a sudden becoming citizens? It's going to be very hard, and it will require more than declarations. It will require forces in Gaza and making sure that Hamas is not in charge. We will not allow them to come back to where they were.
Right. Ambassador, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you very much, Chad. Thank you.
Important morning.